Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, The Crazies from 1973. It's directed by George A. Romero and stars Lane Carroll and Will McMillan. This is the original The Crazies, as there was also a remake that I also happen to own and, as you're about to discover, like better than the original. That one was made in 2010 and we'll be talking about it tomorrow, but first, the original. This film is so-so. It's certainly not among the best things that George A. Romero did. It's probably one of his most lackluster, which is such a shame because the intention is there and it is striking. Basically, a government plane goes down and an active bioweapon leaks into the water supply of a small town in Pennsylvania, because of course it's Pennsylvania because we're talking Romero here. The bioweapon causes the locals to start being infected by a virus that causes death, insanity, and homicidal rages. The US government sweeps in and quarantines the town and starts rounding up the citizens, killing those that give the soldiers the slightest bit of pushback. Romero was always very politically motivated with his films, and that is obvious and very much on the surface with The Crazies. No need to scratch the surface of this film to catch Romero's political message. This film was made with a budget of just under $300,000, and it really shows, and not in the good way. You might remember my review of a movie from the 50 Decrepit Crypto Nightmares called The Veil, where my biggest point of contention was you couldn't understand anyone because they all spoke through gas masks, instead of having their audio dubbed later so you could actually understand what the fuck was being said. Well, this film pretty much falls into the same boat, but they do their best to be understandable because you actually get the gist of what is being said most of the time, and so this film is better than that shit show The Veil, but of course it is because that's the worst thing I've ever seen. However, with a little more money, they could have afforded a better sound mix perhaps on this film, and then I would have less to complain about. As it stands, though, this film suffers several other problems too, mainly that the symptoms of the Trixie virus are too varied and all over the map. And it's my biggest problem with the film is that they should have focused on just one or two symptoms and gone from there, but they didn't, and it feels a bit catch-all and greedy. However, it does have a realistic, if not cynical, downer of an ending, and so I'll give it a few points and award it a C-. And tomorrow we watch the 2010 remake, also called The Crazies. See y'all then.